Hello, everyone. Hi, Bianca. We are recording this live at the beginning of the month. It's the 1st of February, and of course, we are discussing everything holistic health and astrology with Bianca. You're going to give us a little bit of pointers as to what to be on the lookout for this month, and also which areas of our health we can, concentrate on more according to what is currently happening in the stars. So, welcome. How are you doing, Bianca?
Thank you. I'm doing pretty well. I'm feeling pretty good about this month ahead. Yeah.
I mean, the month of January, you had already said you were feeling pretty good about the beginning of the year, and I was happy to notice that it was actually true. Like it was a good start. It was
Yeah.
a good start in many ways.
hmm
For myself, I'm really curious to hear what everybody else is feeling as well about the month of January. And I'm
hmm
really, really, really relieved that you're saying February, you're already having a good feeling about it.
Completely. Because one amazing thing about not only February, but also March is that all planets are direct, which is great. So there's no like funky energy. Things are a little more straightforward. So that's nice stuff to work with. And I think also because right now and for most of February, we're going to be in Aquarius season. Aquarius is an air sign. A lot of the inner planets are moving into Aquarius. So there's a lot of just like ideas, clarity, lightness, things like that. But of course, because it's Aquarius energy, it's a lot to do with the collective. So in general, this month is a great time to focus on the people around you, maybe not necessarily around you, but different communities you're a part of. Are there groups you want to join? Are there certain relationships or friend groups that you want to connect to deeper? Things like that. Yeah. And also with Aquarius, there's this idea of uniqueness and expression, but for the benefit of everyone. So it's like letting everyone be themselves, accepting everyone as they are, and trusting that the things that you want to express, if they come from your heart and from a pure place, they will benefit everyone.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I remember you saying something about this energy about the collective and everything is going to shift into more of a individualistic energy at some point this year. Like we've also had this collective um, focus last year, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I'm not sure what exactly I was referring to, but I mean, so we still have Pluto, like Pluto just moved back into Aquarius, like at the end of January, basically, or January 21st, whenever it was. So that's definitely going to be a big theme. I would say the bigger shifts are coming, like not necessarily this year, but when um Uranus moves into when for sure when Saturn moves into Aries, and then also when I think it's mostly that when Saturn moves into Aries, and then also Neptune in Aries, but I don't know exactly when that is. Um I think now I remember. Probably referring to the North Node in Aries.
Okay.
I think so. Because Aries is very individualistic, independent energy. So that is also some of what we're dealing with. I would say though, overall, like because we're in Aquarius season for most of this month, it is more of like a collective thing. And I mean, things are never really not collective, right? We're all
Connected.
interacting and whatever with each other. Um, but for sure, especially around the eclipses that are happening in Aries and Libra that started last year, we're going to have a continuation of moving towards independence in certain areas of life, depending where it's hitting you on your chart, and letting go of some of the need to like just do things because everyone else is doing them, or just say yes because it's easier to say yes than to say no, and hold your boundaries, things like that. So yeah, that definitely is a theme. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah.
Taking notes, Bianca. Don't think that I'm
Yes,
just
I
like
know.
listening here. I'm
I
taking
know. I know.
notes.
Yeah.
That's amazing. But it's really, yeah. Uh, I mean, I got my personal reading yesterday from you, and I was just really surprised that, I mean, of course, I absolutely love to see the astrological, what like the astrology has in play. Um, but I was also very surprised at how precise it had been last year and how precisely it's steering me in some directions this year. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, very interesting to just keep all of this information that Bianca gives us on a monthly basis. You might not believe in astrology, but if you start creating more awareness around the topic, maybe you'll start noticing some patterns. So let's see.
Yes, especially once you understand, or someone helps you understand your own chart and how things affect you, and those kind of like more personal timings like I shared with you. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Sorry about this little parenthesis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the beginning of February.
Yeah, that's sort of like the backdrop of everything, and then I'll go through some more specific things. So on the 5th, which I believe is Monday, we have Mercury moving into Aquarius, so even more Aquarian energy. So our mind, our thoughts, our mental processes, our communication is more influenced by this Aquarian openness and interconnection, and thinking about more than just ourselves or our little units of whatever. And yeah, just thinking more like about the community, and also in a more innovative way. And the cool thing about the 5th is Mercury is lining up with Pluto in Aquarius. So this is a really great day to get like deep work done, or if you need to like investigate something or get to the bottom of something. I love Monday for that. So keep that in mind. And then, yeah, then we have the new moon in Aquarius already on the 9th. So it's a great opportunity to set intentions for groups, community, friends, friendships, humanity, calling in like big changes in your life, because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which is all about like sudden changes, team building, also anything to do with your nervous system, because Aquarius is also related to that. Looking at things more objectively, which is a wonderful gift that Aquarius energy gives us, is like a little bit of detachment and able to see things from like a wider, less subjective perspective. And yeah, also like freedom and higher aspirations or dreams we might have for ourselves or other people around us. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So date to mark down 5th of February.
yeah, the 5th for Mercury in Aquarius, and then the 9th for the new moon that I just spoke about, the new moon in Aquarius. And yeah, the new moon is also squaring Uranus. So we get this extra kind of jolt of like, yeah, like steps forward, or like breaking through things, or being able to do things really differently. So I like also how that is set up for us. And then on the 13th, we have another planet moving into Aquarius, which is Mars. So Mars, which is all about action and drive. So with Mars in Aquarius, I think a lot of it is about like bringing people together and kind of catalyzing people to work together and cooperate, or using our energy towards social change. So like different things that we're interested in, ways that we want to like help other people. So that's a thing to think about. And then on February 14th, which coincidentally is Valentine's Day, we have, yeah, not everyone loves Valentine's Day. That's okay. But we have Mars joining up with Pluto in Aquarius, which is quite interesting. So on the one hand, we might be able to see, especially on a collective level, where people might be going too far with their own force or with their own power in a way that's not okay, and the way that's not nice or something. But then on the other hand, Mars and Pluto together, like this is quite a sexy configuration, let's say. So like those kind of things are really amplified, which could be nice energy for people that want to celebrate Valentine's Day. I thought that was very interesting timing. Yeah. Yeah. So the 16th, we have Venus moving into Aquarius. So Aquarius party happening this month for sure. So with our relationships, which is what Venus is so much about, again, it's more like community oriented. It's not necessarily just thinking about like our partner or the people closest to us. It's like our friends, our community, this idea of like getting along with different types of people, like seeing similarities or even celebrating differences in the people that we meet or we don't know or whatever it is. And then finally on the 18th/19th, we have Pisces season starting. So it's Flavia's time to shine around then. And so, yeah, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So it's the last season of the astrological year. So it's a great time to like tie up loose ends, like see what you want to finish before like the really fresh start of the spring equinox in March. So with Pisces, it's a water sign, it's mutable. So it's flexible, it feels a lot, it feels everything, it's very empathetic. It's this idea of merging, of oneness, of coming together, of empathy. And it's definitely more of a subjective energy versus Aquarius's very objective energy. So whereas Aquarius is able to like step back, detach a little bit from emotions and like see what's going on, Pisces can't really help but like getting involved emotionally, which of course isn't always such a bad thing. Like that's how we feel empathy. That's how we can understand how other people might feel about things. But yeah, always discernment and you know, always, you know, coming to a place where like we can separate our own emotions from other people and not take them on to a degree that becomes problematic or honestly unhealthy for us, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Big teaching for people who are highly sensitive and who take a lot on themselves.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Yes. So on the 22nd, Venus and Mars come together in Aquarius. So you'll notice like a lot of planets are coming together in Aquarius this month, which is really interesting. And a lot of them, if not all, are like the inner planets, they're touching Pluto. So I think we're going to also get a preview of like what Pluto in Aquarius is going to be like in different areas of our life, right? So that's something to kind of keep in mind this February. So yeah, with Venus and Mars together in Aquarius, I think we're going to really notice like certain collective relationship dynamics and how they're playing out. And I don't know, maybe see where certain people are aggressive or not aggressive or getting along or not getting along, things like this. And then the next day on the 23rd, we have more Pisces energy coming in with Mercury changing into Pisces. So this gives us a much more sensitive mind. It's this idea of boundlessness in our mind. If we're like really tapped in, we can maybe like channel things from the divine, from other realms, from, you know, places outside of ourselves. This is super creative energy, like lots of potential for that once Mercury moves into Pisces. The flip side of it, though, is the fogginess, is the confusion, is the escapism, right? And of course, some of that is like normal and fine and maybe part of like your creative process, but like it's not necessarily the best time to do the most clear thinking, let's say, you know, like I feel like there's more potential for clarity kind of in the first half of the month. Not to say that it's all just going to like disappear, but just like, yeah, with Pisces energy, like just like be really discerning and ask yourself like, okay, is this real or am I totally imagining this? And is it a problem that I'm imagining it, whatever it is, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So a lot of things to be mindful around the way we think, the way we react. That's interesting.
Yeah. And then on the 24th, we have the full moon in Virgo. So it's a great opportunity to think back to September 15th of last year when we had the new moon in Virgo. Was there anything you started around that time? How have things evolved for you when it comes to your physical health, your body in general, your habits, and how you show up daily for yourself, but also for others? Because Virgo can have a lot to do with like serving others. And it's a nice moment of grounding in Pisces season, which can be a little with the earth energy from Virgo.
So cool. So
Yeah.
again, reflecting on cycles, on what we began with the lunar cycle that started like with this specific lunar cycle who started on the 15th of September last year.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
Seeing what was coming
what was
through
happening?
around then, or something that you started around
I'll
then.
do that straight away. I'll check my calendar, my journal, everything.
Yeah, it's always so interesting to see because like sometimes I'm like, oh no, nothing was happening around then. I'm like, oh yeah, actually this there was things that I can, you know, link this to. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Couple more quick days I want to just put out there, which is the 27th with Mars squaring Jupiter. So this can really like motivate us and push us ahead on things, but also be mindful of like overdoing things around the 27th. And the 28th is actually a day I really like for honing in on something, concentrating, focusing, maybe strategizing, because the Sun, Mercury, and Saturn are all linking up. So, you know, the Sun is our essence and our vitality. Mercury is our mind and communication. And then Saturn is structure and boundaries and yeah, limits, right? That can help focus us and bring a lot of stability. So I like the 28th as a day to really like focus in on something and get going.
Amazing.
Yeah.
By the way, I just wanted to say that you have an offer which is amazing, which is the digital calendar. We already talked about it at the beginning of the year, but I still think it's like an amazing thing to promote because you have all these dates also written on your digital calendar automatically. So just check out Bianca's offerings because it may be also useful for you to, you know, have these things in mind and just have them handy every day.
It's just already there with some, you know, reflection questions and things like that. And then also all calendar subscribers get special pricing and offers on everything basically in the Life Forces Inc. world. So it's a nice bonus as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Did you have anything else you wanted to share for February?
No, that is it for now. Just you can, if you're not already, follow me on Instagram at Life Forces Inc. And that's where I share things. My newsletter is also a great way to stay connected. And yeah, thank you so much, Ora community and Flavia.
Thank you. One last question. What is the keyword for this month for our community?
I would say connection. I think that's really important with Aquarius energy. So like you're never alone, even if you're having a shitty day.
Wow.
And I think we need to think, it's so easy, especially when you're just like having a rough time, to go really inward, which is not a bad thing, but we always need each other. So don't be afraid to like ask for help or call a friend or whatever it is. And yeah, one thing I'm really focusing on also is like really strengthening and cultivating the relationships that I care about in my life. So that's something to think about. Like, even if there's not like a group you necessarily want to be a part of or whatever, to just think of the friends in your life. Like, is there a person you haven't caught up with in a while or hung out with in a while? Things like that. Just connection.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear to God, if you're watching this recording, Bianca didn't know about this, but the class that we are um, having this month at Aura is about relationships, about this pillar of relationships, and it's going to be led by Joanna, but it's going to be about loneliness and aloneness. So it's something that it's really funny that you mentioned, this connection. So weird that we came up with it as a
Yes.
theme.
Yes. Joanna actually told me, but I didn't have that
Okay,
in
okay,
mind
okay,
as
okay,
I was
okay,
saying it.
okay,
But
okay,
I
okay,
do know,
okay.
and I think it's a fabulous theme and goes super, super well with all this Aquarius energy this month.
Amazing. Can't wait to post this recording for our
Yeah.
community. Thank you so much for, doing this every month for us. And the horoscopes are published on our journal. You can have a look at your personalized astrological forecast via the journal and via our social media, so you have access to it everywhere. And the recording of this will be posted on our YouTube channel, but also via the Aura app, so you have access to it on the go, on every platform you may imagine.
Yes.
Thank you
Cool.
so much, Bianca.
You're
See you
welcome.
next
Happy
month.
February. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.